What's up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Roz here with Basiru Carson Blog, and today we are here with the one and only Jay Sean. He just got through performing and preaching a little bit, so we want to talk to him a little bit about his movie. Got a new album coming up soon, so we want to get into that. Jay Sean, what is up?
Chilling, man. Pleasure to be in the D. I think I'm in the D, at least on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge, yeah.
You know what I mean? They say you cross the street, you're in Detroit, so
right.
Happy to be here, man. It's a pleasure.
All right. So we hear you got a new album coming out.
Yes, sir.
We know artists like to keep things under wrap a little bit. But what is it? Some things maybe you can't reveal about the album, as well as I'm real curious about what mood you are in and with this album. You talked about last album, you was a little bit in a reflective mood. Are you still in that mood, or what can we expect?
Yeah, I will say this: the album will definitely be out in May.
Okay.
So, grinding, working real hard on the project. I'm excited about it, of course. And I'll say this: musically, I think what I did on Growing Pains, I enjoyed. But I don't think you try to duplicate anything. So the space I'm in right now with this project is I wanted to blend the worlds of City Lights and Growing Pains.
Okay.
So not necessarily content-wise, it won't necessarily be a street record, but I'm talking about sonically.
Okay.
So you'll be able to feel dang, I'm getting that hard stuff that I wanted from them, but I'm also getting that heartfelt stuff that I wanted as well, that I enjoy doing more than anything. So you'll kind of feel a blend of those worlds. I can't really say the title yet,
okay,
but I will say this. I'll say I think the album is not going to be one of those albums that's really themed or heavily themed, because I have the title, but it's going to be, the title of the album is going to help express what the music is going to sound like. So It's not one of those albums you're going to sit down and be like, dang, everything fits together really well. It's actually going to have an intentional, somewhat sporadic feeling to it.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about it, working with a lot of dudes on the project. JR, Spec is doing a lot of the post-production, project management type stuff. I got about 5 dudes that's kind of had their hands in the creation of production, so it's coming along well. The whole album, every record for the album is already picked out.
Okay.
Majority of the album is recorded. Every song has a concept, so it's just a matter of piecing together little pieces right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now talk to us about your relationship with Spec, and you talked about post-production, things like that. Yeah. A lot of our complaints, one of my complaints in Christian hip-hop seems to be is not a lot of executive producers or people who are helping people put together albums. Why did you decide to go that route with Spec, and what are some things you have learned from him?
Yeah, I would say, well, one of the reasons it's difficult to do it is because it costs more money.
Okay.
Let's just be real. If you're gonna get a dude to overlook your entire project, it's gonna cost you more bread.
Oh, okay.
And that's really the main thing about it. So even when you look at a dude let's say a Kendrick Lamar, he got the Dre stamp on it,
right?
But Dre didn't produce every record on that album. You know what I mean? He probably had some influence in it, right. Probably helped take some things sonically to the next level, that type of thing, made sure recording was done really well. So the reason I brought Spec in was because I actually wanted more post-production done. And let me explain, when I say post-production, Spec is really, every song, he goes into every single song and says, what can we do to make this song better? Is the snare right? Is the drum right? Should we drop something? Should we add something? Should we chop something? Go into every single song and say, what can we do to make this better? Your delivery could have been like this. Oh, you could have this. Oh, you could have that. And then sonically, just making sure that everything sounds big, full, and quality. You know what I mean? So that was the purpose of kind of bringing on Spec. I think that's one of his specialties, and I would say that's one of the missing links, in our quote-unquote genre,
right?
Is that we don't have people that kind of play that role. So, yeah, man. So he's been a great help. One of the ways he's helped and the things that I've learned from Spec is that I think I tweeted this, sometimes what makes a song good is just a small detail. It may not even be anything big. So for example, we had one record that we were working on, and we was like, man, the beat felt kind of dated. And he was like, man, like, let's change the kick. And literally, all we did was have the kick changed, and it took the beat from one date to another one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because at first it was some big open kind of drums, and they just made everything else kind of clash, and it just didn't sound well. So we changed the kick, boom, and it kind of, you know, it made something better. Or we listened to one record for the album, and he was like, man, this is a tight joint, but we should do something more epic. And he'll come in and say, and literally, like, you'll see some footage on this later, like literally we walked in the studio, there was a piano in the studio, he just started playing a melody, and I started rapping to it, and we was like, this is it. That's it right there. So then he went from the piano and went to the computer, played, somebody came in, laid some guitar, we was like, this is phenomenal. And it just kind of came together. So I would say he's definitely played a large role. And I think we need dudes like Spec, and we need to be willing to spend the money for dudes like Spec. Because most of the time you don't see the importance of a Spec. Like Spec did all the post on the 6th. Okay. Now whether you like the 6th or not, if you feel like, man, I ain't really care for it, whatever, right. Nobody can deny at least the quality of the record. Like you can't go to the 6th and be like, that mug was poor quality. Right. That you can't say. Now if your preference is I don't really like the style, that's different. So it ain't, I can't make everybody like the style that I do. Right. But whatever I do, I want a cat to be able to say, like, nah, that's quality. Okay. So, yeah.
Now I want to ask you a little switch gears on a little controversial topic, a little discussion going on.
Always.
And that is cussing and Christian rap. Now, of course, you know about the whole show Baraka, yes, and want to get your thoughts on that, and what do you think, how that affects the genre, or how you affect, you know, Christians and language. Some people think it's a freedom issue. Some people think, you know, the Bible's clear, you shouldn't use that type of language. What is your thought, particularly when you're talking about culture today? So I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I just can't see a reason to cuss, dog. Like,
okay.
I understand what dudes do and what they feel like it's a language that can communicate something that otherwise wouldn't have been able to be communicated. Or like, I'm just real. I love my brothers, like, and we don't agree on everything. Right. That doesn't change our love for each other. I'm just like, I personally can't find any reason to curse on a record. Like, okay. I've been doing music for the last 7 years, and I've gotten my point across. Okay. Like, so it's like, I just feel like I don't have to do that, okay, in order to get that point across. However, like, I did watch a video this show put up. I think it was by, who was in that video? It was, it's somebody I know. It was a pastor, author. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember.
And he was just giving a spiel about language and stuff like that, and it was really, it was really dope. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was really dope, and I kind of was like, okay, I respected his opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't see a reason to put it in my music, right, in order to try to convey an idea. I feel like even some of the things the show did say, which the way dudes was talking, like he was cursing every song. Like I listened to the album, I'm like, dag, like, dog, y'all acting like this dude straight just went on a rant. Like he said like 2 words. But nevertheless, like I listened to the album and I was like, I understood what he was trying to say when he used the B word, and I do understand why he used it. Right. Because that was a real word that would be used in that context, and he was trying to make a point. Right. However, I think knowing the people that buy our records and the people that look to us and the people that I don't see a purpose for it. So, okay. That's me.
All right.
I don't cuss at the crib.
Okay. Now tell us a little bit, finally close out, tell us a little bit about the movie you're in, and give us your information and all that, Twitter, all that type of stuff.
I'm in a movie called Dreams. I actually have a starring role in the movie, so okay, I'm not the dude that's there for 5 minutes and gone, but I have like a starring role in the movie. And basically it's about 4 different lives, and they all have dreams. And my character is a guy by the name of Alonzo. His dream isn't necessarily to make it big, but his dream is just to be with his family, to be with the mother of his children, and to be with his kids. He's been locked up a long time, and he just want to change life, and it's just difficult for him. What's really, really dope about the movie is it's not cheesy. So it's not, when you think Christian film, the first thing we think low quality, cheesy concept, maybe a decent message.
Right.
And if you're urban, then you feel like cheesy, low quality, a message that really ain't for my context.
Right.
But I think this is not a Christian film.
Okay.
So I would say that it's a film that anybody could watch it, and you could say like cinematography, shots, acting, all of it is on point. It's a lot of people in the movie. Tommy Ford is in the movie. You know him from Martin and other stuff like that. Beasted it. Mel Jackson played in Soul Food.
Okay.
Light-skinned dude that was trying to get at Lim's wife. Beasted it in the movie. Terry Vaughn, she played Levita Jenkins in Steve Harvey's show. Beasted it. Elvin from, well, Jeffrey Owens, you know him as Elvin from The Cosby Show. So the cast is some people who really do a great job in the movie. And I just want to encourage people, I don't know when this going up, but I think this movie has a shot at doing something big. And I'm not just talking about making it big, but I'm talking about impact and being big. But it has some realness to it. So I just encourage people to go check it out. You can look at the trailer for the movie at dreamsthemovie.com. It's like a 4-minute trailer, and go check out the movie. We're gonna be doing premiere. We did a premiere here in Detroit last night, and it was crazy, man. Like, tons of people showed up. I don't want to take too long, but today I woke up this morning and went to the theater to meet the director, because it's showing at a theater in Detroit. And the movie is still showing. It's like a regular show. And they said before I came, there was some people that were coming in earlier, and they encouraged them to go watch the movie. It was a random couple, like don't know me, don't know Dreams, don't know nothing. And all right, we'll go see it. An interracial couple. And when they came out, just so happened I was there when they came out, and they just was like she was about 30, maybe 30 years old, something like that. And she was like, I was crying watching the movie. Her husband was like, I cried, like the movie was great. He was like, man, I thought it was gonna be a low budget, low pop. I really didn't want to go anywhere. She wanted to go. He was like, but I really enjoyed it. So that was super encouraging, man. And that was just random people. It wasn't just fans. So just encourage people to go check it out.
All right. And give us your Twitter and all that.
Twitter, holla at your boy at json116.com. Facebook at json116.com. Also, the tour is coming up. Me, Flame, KB, Shaolin, V-Rose, Spec. It's gonna be nuts. Like, listen, this isn't a concert. Like, this is a show we putting together. So lighting, sound, tour bus, like we going in. So like, we super excited about the tour. So we want y'all to be excited. It's called the Blackout Circuit, and it's gonna be crazy. So y'all stay posted. Album dropping in May, I think May the 14th. Okay. So stay posted, man.
All right, thank you, Jason. This is Proceed with Caution Blog. Kobe Sutton, I'm out.
Yes, sir.